now regular Tuesday chit chat stream. Uh, a few of the latest streams that I did on Tuesday, I somehow, whenever they would actually process, I would check them, and it turned out that the very beginning was kind of choppy, or it was just cut out. So I hope that this one, I don't know actually where does it start. It says 1, 2, 3, and then it starts, but it might actually start a little later. And it just happens so that as I sit down to live stream here, finally, the neighbors with the lawnmower stopped mowing, which is cool, I think, because that was pretty noisy. And I was hoping that I could just get an hour of peaceful, serene, quiet, so that I could just sit here and talk to you all guys. Those lawnmowers are so loud, really. So today's November 4th. I'd like to hope that there are going to be some more warm days looking ahead. Gosh, it's why drive that freaking lawnmower on the road? I don't know, just for fun or something. It's freaking noisy. It's a beautiful evening. It's a beautiful, gorgeous evening. The colors are stunning because it's fall, and you can see right behind my back, I have that tree, which I really like, and all those yellow and green leaves are still there. And it's beautiful out here. It's warm. And I like this kind of weather. I'm still not used to it because where I come from, it's usually cold this time of year. Here it's sort of warm. It's still kind of warm. I have my cats running around. But it's going to be pretty cold tonight, as far as I remember. After this live stream, I'm going to go and write the next article for tomorrow for my WordPress site. Another Sun City article is going to be. I'm gradually gearing towards starting to write the book, the Sun City book. Hey guys, yeah. I have a couple of cats who are trying to figure out their differences. Hello. Thank you for the hearts. I wonder who's that. Oh my. Hey, you got to be careful with what you say on YouTube because, you know, it will automatically filter out. 17 people. Welcome to my channel, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the comments. Okay, well, that's a joke. Okay. I get it. Are you talking about Jesus? No, I'm not talking about Jesus. I don't know who are you, Chris Daniel, but it is, I don't like this kind of behavior. This is not, I'm not a preacher. I'm not sitting here and preaching about stuff. You know, I'm talking about my stuff. If you don't like my, if you don't like my channel, if you don't like my live stream, just go and do other stuff. It's a beautiful day down here. It's warm still. I'm down in Kentucky. It's sunny, but tonight it's gonna be cold. It's probably gonna be close to freezing. I don't say that. I don't say that. Well, Chris Daniel, you know, the thing is that frankly, I don't understand people who go on someone else's streams and they asking questions about, you know, something religious. Like, why would he do this? I don't understand this. You want to go and hear something religious, probably go, you know, to church and listen to a preacher. I don't know. I don't know how does that work. I don't go to church. I've actually answered this question on my previous live stream. So don't want to offend anybody. Don't want to trigger anybody. You know, I'm just sitting here and doing my little chit chat, the Tuesday chit chat. But I got to say that questions are welcome. If you want to ask me a question, that's okay. You actually don't go to church. What does where we change to me? I don't know. I'm just saying that I don't quite understand people who go on someone else's live stream and they start something like this? Why do this? I don't know. Uh, Anyhow, hey, who's there? I got my black cat right behind my back. Hey, Derek. So I was saying that I'm going to be working on an article today for the Sun City story, ABGE 25. Hi to you. Thanks for coming. How are you doing? Where are you from? What brings you to my live stream? Tell me. And of course, I have to say this because I'm a YouTuber. I have a channel here. Of course, I want to invite everybody who shows up to check out my content. I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm a painter. I'm doing both. So I have paint-throughs of my oil paintings. I show my process actually. And I have some music on my channel, so go check it out. And if you don't like it, that's okay. If you like it, stick around. That's what I usually say. Chris Daniel, I'm from Alabama. Okay, well, good for you, Chris Daniel. How's it going on in Alabama? Hello there. Love from Indian and happy Christmas to you and all in advance. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. And happy Christmas to you. I frankly don't know. I'm not that knowledgeable on Indian culture, so I just don't know. What do you guys celebrate around this time of year? Pardon my ignorance. Is going very good. Good. Great. Is it actually going to get cold anytime soon in Alabama? I'm just curious because here in Kentucky, we're starting to get these chillier nights. It's still warm when it's sunny, daytime, but then at night, it kind of starts to really reach the freezing temperatures. Well, Chris Daniel said hi. Hi to you, Chris Daniel. Oh, there's Tigric. There's one of my cats. I don't know. Tigric probably wouldn't want to show up on camera. But if he climbs the tree behind me, then you'll actually see. To you too. Thank you, Chris Daniel. Via DeVito said, how often do you hug trees? And that message is retracted. Why did you retract your message? I mean, that's a fair question. I don't necessarily hug trees, frankly, but trees are living creatures, and so is grass, and so is the soil. And I have let's say, a profound appreciation for living things, including trees. I'm not necessarily a tree-hugging kind of hippie kind of person, not really. But that doesn't mean that I'm not appreciative of this planet. India celebrate every culture. We also go to the church in Christmas as well. Especially churches are overcrowded on Christmas, and especially we love the Christmas cake. Well, who doesn't like a good cake, right? Chris Daniel says, love this. Trees will hug you, I guess. That's what you mean. India is huge. That's what I know. And my understanding is that there is a lot of culture. So I'm rather not surprised that you guys do celebrate Christmas to a certain extent. I'm guessing I don't know, is there such thing as Christian folks in India or no? If that's a thing, I have no idea. I personally don't really, excuse me, I personally don't necessarily even celebrate Christmas that much. It's sort of to me, it's more of a secular thing, rather. Trees would hug you. Why? Why do you think they would? You should is this birthday. Chris Daniel, I don't want to start any religious debates here, but last time I checked, here in the United States, uh, myth you believe too long. Last I checked, here in the United States, we have freedom of religion, so you don't necessarily have to be Christian, really. You can be Muslim, you can be Zoroastrian, you can be whatever, you can be atheist. So I don't want to go into this because on this channel, on my YouTube channel, and on my live streams, I rather promote unity, and I promote communication. I promote people from different cultures, from different countries, of different belief systems, um, coming together and discussing and exchanging, having a cultural exchange and exchanging ideas and beliefs and this kind of things. I think it's a lot more beneficial, and I don't like the idea of division, and there's plenty of this division, especially in America nowadays, and all across the West, frankly. Don't celebrate anything downstairs, here below the water firmament. I do have trees, and I love birds and all the animals first and foremost. Before anything, I worship the Creator, Holy Spirit, Ghost. Well, to each their own. V. DeVito is, if that's your belief system, great. Hey, I don't say that, I neither condone nor condemn religions. I have my own personal views, but those are my personal views, and I don't think that other people should necessarily share the same belief system. It works for me. In here, every culture you can find we live mixed in nature with Christian, Muslim, and other cultures as well, and we love to celebrate every occasions. Wonderful. This is great. One singular truth forever. Well, I think this is up for debate, frankly, or at least for discussion. One singular truth. I think there is a one singular truth for all of us on this planet. We're all on the same planet. We're all part of the same thing. Excuse me. But simultaneously, are there different ways to approach this truth? Are there different ways to see this one truth? I think there are. And I think we're kind of bound to see things from a multitude of angles because of our differences. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It becomes a bad thing when we allow some really nasty entities and really evil forces who exist in this world for real to separate us, to nudge us against each other. That's when our differences become a weakness. But if we do not allow evil to separate us and to come between us, in that case, our differences is actually a cool thing that allows for a multitude of perspectives, a multitude of views and approaches. That's what I believe. What do you think about it? Are you from the United States? I currently am in the United States, and I've lived here for 6 years. But I'm originally not from the United States. Basically, every live stream, someone asks me where am I from, and this time, instead of answering where do I come from, I'll leave it to you to guess. Try to guess if you can. Let's play a little game. We all have free will, just stretching my free will. There's only one creator. Maybe. I don't know if there's one creator, if there is, I don't know. I used to think that I know, but the longer I live, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more humbled I am. And the more humbled I am, the more I realize that I'm in no position to know. I'm in no position to definitively say that I know something as big as this. I might be wrong. I've been wrong so many times in my life. I've been silly. I didn't know any better, like all of us probably. And a lot of things come with experience. And I most definitely got humbled throughout my life. You think I'm from London? No, I'm not from London. Try another time. But, and I will tell you, try to guess another time. And I will tell you if you're getting close or you're getting geographically further away. Just try. Miss Corelli is from Russia. Richie 1980. There you go. Thank you. Yes, I am from Russia. Oh my God, so cute, perfect voice. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I don't know, you know, that's just what my voice is. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it isn't. I got to say that I've grown to appreciate my voice a lot. And I don't actually remember if I talked about this on my previous live streams. Yes, I'm from Russia. But it took me 7 years to recover my voice after a complete loss. In 2013, I had a surgical accident. My recurrent nerve got damaged, and one of my vocal cords got paralyzed. I not only couldn't sing for roughly 7 years, I couldn't even speak. For the first 2 years, I struggled to speak. My chin was paralyzed, and everything from my chin all the way to the collarbones didn't feel anything at all. I struggled to swallow. It was difficult to eat. It was difficult to yawn, things like this. So I had to go through 7 years. I was recovering on my own. And then a little later, I had a wonderful endocrinologist, a Russian endocrinologist, who helped me to regrow the nerves back to the muscles. It was horrible because, for 7 years, I couldn't really sing. I would try to hold the pitch. I was trying to hold the pitch and I couldn't, because there was a sensation as if I was trying to sing through a pillow, as if there was a weight on my throat. And so the pitch would slip down, it would slide down, and it just physically couldn't hold it. It was devastating, really. Given that ever since the early 2000s, I put a whole lot of effort into my vocal development, and I was coaching. I was a vocal coach for over 10 years, for almost 10 years. And can you imagine to lose my voice because of a surgical accident just like this? It was horrible. I lost my job, and then I found myself just struggling, because a lot of it was mental struggle, trying to pull through this and trying to build myself up little by little every day. It was a horrible experience, but I made it. So here I am back with my voice again. There is a message. Let's see. Yeah, John Steele, what's your language? Be civil on this live stream. Be civil. You must be praising God every day because you are so nice. I mean, because you praise God. Hence, I'm not going to go into any religious stuff. Russia is such a big land area country, but very less number of people are living there, I heard. Well, this is, what is it called, this metric? The density of the population in Russia, if you take the square mileage of Russia, then, of course, you can't say that it's a densely populated country. But it kind of depends on the region, because if you look at Western Russia, what is considered to be kind of the European part of Russia, before the Ural Mountains, the population density is going to be a lot higher. And then as you move into the east and as you move to the north, of course, the population density is going to drop, because living conditions are, well, it's Russia, And you kind of have that same thing with Canada as well, as far as I remember. I don't remember, there's some ridiculous number that, like, what, 75 or 80 or 85% of the Canadian population, they all live down in the south in those larger cities. And then the rest of the population is sort of scattered up north. It's not that easy to live up north, frankly. So, please don't overlook your voice. Don't overwork. Thank you. I'm trying to do my best, and I'm I actually see it as a miracle because when I lost my voice, I was in utter despair. I was a singer for the most part. That was what I was going for. I was trying to build a career around that, and then and I built up a large range, more than 4 octaves of vocal range. I could do screaming, I could do clean singing, I could do throat vibrato, I could do more of an academic sort of singing. Folk singing. I could do a multitude of techniques. I've trained myself. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears over the years building up to that moment. And then in 2013, I just lose all of it. It was devastating. But I'm stubborn. Maybe because I'm Russian. I'm stubborn. So 3 doctors told me independently. They told me that I should forget about singing and I should change my entire occupation and perspective and kind of goals in my life and go for something completely different. And well, I said that I'll think about it, but I never really considered that. I just decided that I'm going to push through and I'm still going to get things. I'm going to recover my voice no matter what. And I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be able to speak and express myself freely, so yeah. If I mind me asking you, what do you do for a living? um, for the most part, my whole adult life, I've been doing freelance. It's a mixed bag. It's freelance gigs. Like I said, I was coaching people for about 10 years. I taught little kids at a school. I was a music teacher. I taught adults vocal coaching, music lessons, music theory. I composed, produced, arranged, and mixed music. It was my main specialization, my main profession for a long time. I think for the last 20 years. But on top of this, nowadays I'm also selling my oil paintings and prints. So there is the art aspect to this. And I also worked as a designer. I did copy. I worked in a magazine 20 years ago, worked as an art director, did occasional gigs, designer gigs, this sort of stuff. So for the most part, all of my life, I'm doing sort of freelance stuff or working with clients directly, producing something, designing something, drawing something, or painting. And that's how my life is, basically. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's horrible, because it's a dangerous route. Let's put it this way. Nowadays, I'm a painter, and I'm a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. For the most part, nowadays, I do painting for a living. So if that answers your question, that's how it is. Well, I can't judge the quality of my singing like with any singer. Some people like my vocals, some people don't like my vocals. That's fine. But I can definitely tell you that, well, I am a singer. And I had to struggle. I had to fight for my voice. I had to pull through, some challenges to rebuild this and to reteach myself again. And I know something about something. And like I said, some people like my voice, some people don't like my voice. Some people like my music, other people don't like my music. It's a matter of preference, and that's totally fine. There's a lot of things I also can't do, Have you listened any kind of Indian music ever? Yes. Yes. It's very different from the music that I'm used to because I have music education classical music education, and I'm well familiar with jazz music, academic music, I mean classical music, Rachmaninoff, Tchaikovsky, Bach, and others. So Indian music is very different to my ear, but I do occasionally listen to it, and not only to Indian music, I also listen to Iranian music. I find it very intriguing and very interesting, as well as other folk music like Armenian folk music, Greek, uh, Greek music, folk music as well. So it's interesting. And I actually, when I went to music school back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to play in a Russian folk ensemble. I used to play balalaika. I do play string instruments as well. I do play guitar. Nowadays, I do play electric guitar. I play acoustic guitar. I used to play balalaika. I used to play domra. That's another Russian folk instrument. I do play keyboards. I do play piano. I used to play brass instruments as well, way back, in alto brass. I tried playing saxophone, but I don't own a saxophone, you know. My brother, actually I have three brothers and all of them are professional musicians. My brother used to have a saxophone, and while we sort of lived together, you know, for a couple of years, I used to try to learn to play on a saxophone. It's a beautiful instrument. But I'd love to get me a baritone sax. It's heavy, it's difficult. I'd love to get it one day, and I'd love to learn and play baritone sax, frankly. Like Bollywood music or Hindi songs. I don't know. I guess it's not Bollywood music. It's more like Hindi songs, frankly, because whenever I'm looking up something on YouTube, I'm not necessarily looking for Bollywood music. I'm rather looking for something like folk music. And in the case of India, probably it's called Hindi songs. Like I said, I'm not very knowledgeable, you know, so I'm not going to be sitting here and claiming that I am like a big specialist on Indian music. I don't want to lie. But I listen to some music. And I'm occasionally returning and I'm absorbing some more. It's a gradual process. And I'm curious, you know. I also like to listen to African music. There's a lot of colorful drum music specifically, and I like it for the rhythms, for the polyrhythms, and for just the interesting flavors of those drums. And don't ask me, what do you call those drums? What do you call those rhythms? I can't tell you. You know, I don't know. Again, I'm learning constantly. But there's a whole lot of interesting music around the world, and I'm exploring. Some of it, of course, I get inspired by that music, and then I start using it in my music. Most definitely. I love doing this. What music would you recommend? Tell me. There are two people watching right now. Once again, guys, whoever is watching, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I kind of have to say this, you know, because I'm a YouTuber. Well, not mostly a YouTuber. Yes, I do YouTube, but I'm an artist. And I have a YouTube channel. And since you're here, of course, I want to use this opportunity to invite you to check out my stuff. And go and see for yourself. The birds flying around here. It's a beautiful evening. The sun is still setting, but the sky is calm and blue, beautiful blue color. Many core folk music are there in Indian cinemas. I can suggest you some Sufi musics too. Please suggest me. I will appreciate this. After the live is over, it will process and the chat will be saved. So I will be able to go back and see what you write here. So whatever you recommend me, I'll be able to then go and look it up. And thank you. I wonder who's the other person watching right now. I have my cats here. I wonder if I try to flip the camera, will it show? Let me see. Yeah. Well, excuse this little thing. that's right here. I don't know what it is. I think it's just my tripod. Let me try to zoom in. You guys see how beautiful this is? There are the cats. There are more cats. Those are the neighbors' fields. Can I have your Insta? Yes, Cat Corelli on Insta. Cat Corelli, at Cat Corelli. Now let's flip the camera back. Here we go. It is Cat Corelli. Yeah, it's a lovely place, and it's a lovely evening, as you can see. It's sort of starting to get a little cold. Right now, I'm sitting in this warm jacket, and I have warm furry trousers. So I'm sort of hiding my fingers between my hips just to keep them warm. It's not freezing yet, but it's starting to cool off. And I think after I'm done here with the live, I'll start rounding up the cats and getting them back in the house. But it's a beautiful evening, and I like evenings like this when it's quiet, there's no wind, and the birds are chirping, and I can just sit here under the tree and I can gaze through the leaves. It's just beautiful. I love this kind of stuff. And it's very conducive to contemplating large and difficult questions, or thinking about life in general, or trying to understand a few things here and there. It's a great time for contemplation, I think. And virtually every evening I like to get out. Well, anyways, I have to when I'm collecting the cats. I get out and I'm just walking around the house while I'm looking for them, and I'm all alone, and so this allows me to process a lot of emotions and think out loud and talk to myself, and I think it's very important. Actually, guys, what do you think about solitude? Whoever is watching, what do you think about solitude? I'm curious, what do people think about this? Because the reason why I'm asking is because I'm originally from a very big city, and you can't really get alone in a big city. Got it, found you, thanks. Thank you for following me. I will follow you back once I'm done here. So I'm from a big city, and it's kind of difficult to stay alone. Sometimes you have those moments of solitude. And back in the day, while I lived in a big city for 40 years of my life. So it's like the vast majority of my life, I was living in a big city. And I used to equate solitude to loneliness. And when I moved here, I realized that that was a big mistake, because solitude doesn't necessarily equate to loneliness. Loneliness is a completely different thing. Loneliness is when you lack the presence of other people, or someone, or another person, you know? But solitude is not about lack. It's about just the absence of other people. And I guess in these last 6 years, I've learned that solitude is actually necessary. And maybe as an artist, I started to appreciate solitude a lot more. So I really enjoy staying alone. And I'm not freaked out by this. It's not that I don't want to see other people. It's not that I don't want to, be around other people. No, I'm fine, But I also learned that I do need this time alone with myself, where it's very intimate, when I can process things, when I can think about my life, when I can think about my shortcomings, when I can speak out things out loud, not to anybody, not to somebody, but just to myself, reflect on it and figure something out. It's a very important process, I think. Excuse me. Wasn't it difficult for you to migrate from your homeland to another country? Yes, it was. It was very difficult. It was very difficult. And I gotta say that I've I've grossly underestimated how difficult that was going to be. I didn't realize when I was in the process of this, moving across the pond, I didn't really realize, I guess because I was dissociating. And I was dissociating for a while, even after I arrived. For the first 2 years were the worst because I was flipping between a dissociated state or even a derealized state where everything seemed to be like a dream. It didn't seem for real. And the other state was severe depression because when I would be out of dissociation, I would fall into this, what they call the immigrant's depression. And that's actually a real thing. And everybody who immigrates from one country to another goes through certain stages. It's unavoidable. You can't run away from this. It's just, that's how it's going to be. And it was very difficult. I also got to say that the things that exacerbated this, in 2020, I've immigrated in 2019. So 2020, there was the global pandemic. Then we also had in 2020 here in the United States all the riots and this kind of thing going on. So nothing, it was a mess. And it was just difficult because I'm originally from a large city. I'm from Moscow. It's a whole different life. The speed of life is very different. And then I arrived here, and here it's rural Kentucky, so it's a whole different speed of life. There's just not a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? And it's a completely different country, very different people. You can't get around anywhere unless you have a car. You know what I mean? In Moscow, you can get from anywhere to anywhere because you have public transport and it's readily available. It's cheap. You can go wherever. And that's what I'm used to. You know what I mean? Then I come here to the United States and it turns out that you can't even go grocery shopping without a car. I still can't get used to it. And frankly, I don't know if I want to get used to it. So, was it difficult? Yes, it was very difficult. I see someone else is lingering there on my live stream. Who are you? Show yourself. I think I'm going to be here for another roughly 20 minutes and then I'll start wrapping it up. I'm sitting with my hands in my pockets, starting to get a little chilly. It's been nice have chat with you and nice to know about you. It's almost 3:30 a.m. here in India. Wow, that's pretty late. Tell me, do they switch the clock in India to winter time and summertime, or they don't do it? I'm curious. They stopped doing this in Russia when Medvedev was president. And that was when 2008 they stopped doing this, and I got used to that they don't switch it in Russia anymore. And then I come here to the United States and they still switch it. So now I'm getting used again to these time changes. God, I think it's so unnecessary. But anyhow, if it's 3:30 a.m., I think you should probably go get some rest. In wintertime, nights are so lengthy and morning are less time. Oh yeah, it's the same story in Russia. And I find it so difficult. I find it so difficult. Well, the further north, the longer the nights. Where I am right now, I'm on the same latitude as Athens in Greece. So it's pretty far south. I'm in Kentucky, in Montgomery County, which is in the bluegrass region. And it's on the same latitude as Athens in Greece. So it's sort of on the same parallel where the Mediterranean is, but I know India is kind of large. So how far north in India are you? Oh, I have a black cat here. I have a black cat. Meow, he's talking to me. He's talking to me, my little black cat. Gosh, I wish I could show him, but I can't. He's very elusive. What else did I want to say? I'm going to be working on an article today. Actually, after this live stream, I'm going to go have a snack, and then I'm going to start working on an article, which I hope will drop tomorrow. So I also want to invite everybody to check out my WordPress. In a nutshell, long story short, so I'm working on this music album called Sun City. And I'm also working on a series of paintings called Sun City, which accompanies the album. And then I'm also gonna be working on a book, which is also gonna be called Sun City. So it's a large project. And every week I publish an article which tells a little bit more of the story of Sun City. Bonjour de Paris, France. Julien. Bonsoir, Julien. Comment ça va? Bonjour de Paris, Paris, France. Comment ça va en Paris? I gotta say though, my French is very rusty, so pardon me if I'm mispronouncing things or I don't have the vocabulary. Bien merci. Ça va bien? Right now I'm in East India and it's too far from north, like 1,000 kilometers. Wow. India is huge. East India. I gotta just go, you know, there is this thing with maps, an interactive map where you can compare the square area of countries and kind of juxtapose them, you know, and put them one on top of another. I gotta just go and look at that again and refresh in my memory how large India is. My understanding is that India is huge. Yes, Russia is large and is the largest country in the world, but India is not a small country, just like Brazil is not a small country either. Anyways, ABGE, I don't know your name, so ABGE25. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with me on this live stream. The best and natural part of India is north. There's so much I don't know. I'd like to travel to India one day. Really. There are so many places in this world where I've never been. And I want to experience this in my lifetime. And I hope that one day I'll be able to do this. You know how it is. Traveling is expensive. So I can't exactly afford to go travel wherever I please. But one day I'd love to come. It's kind of really starting to get chilly. Damn it. Well, it's not so cold yet. I'm usually checking if there is what do you call it? Condensation. How do you say this in English? I don't know how to call this. You can't say that this is steam, right? Because it's not steam that comes out of our mouths, right? In English. See, my English is good, but it's not perfect, which is okay. In Russian, we just call it par. That thing that comes out of your mouth when it gets cold. You know what I mean? Sure, definitely. Even I've also dreamed of the travel through around the world, and my real name is Anirban. Anirban? Is that the correct way to pronounce it? Anirban. Anirban. I don't know what is better. Great. Nice to meet you, Anirban. My name is Catherine, or my Russian friends call me Katya. You can just call me Katya. It's okay. Here in the United States, I'm Catherine, or Cat. Either way is fine. You can call me Ab. Okay, I'll call you Ab. That's fine. And most definitely after the live stream, I'll go and follow you back on Instagram. I'm not doing Instagram live streams really. I don't really. I'm mostly focused nowadays on YouTube because Instagram and generally speaking, Meta, Facebook and Instagram, they're just not worth it, I think. It doesn't work exactly for me. I've been there for the longest time and um, they're not my priority. I'm mostly here on YouTube. And by the way, I want to say just that this kind of chit chat live streams where I just sit and talk about anything, virtually anything. I do this every Tuesday. About this time, 4 p.m. EDT. Well, now it's EST actually. Now that they've switched the clock, so it's 4 EST, Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing these live streams, and I just show up and ask me questions. We can talk about whatever, so long as it is civil and everybody's respectful, and the topic is not too. How do I say this? There are certain topics that I can't talk about, even though I'm knowledgeable on these topics. Like geopolitics, for example, or politics, or some stuff that YouTube might find controversial. I can't openly say those things, even though I have a lot to say. You know what I mean? Sure, okay, then goodbye for now and have a happy Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you, Ab. And you have, what is it going to be, a Wednesday? You have a happy Wednesday too. I appreciate you coming and checking on my live stream. Good night to you. Have some good rest. And I still have 2 people here on the live stream. I think maybe this time there are less people watching because they switched the clock on my end. And so, I don't know, maybe I should move these live streams to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know. Or at least half an hour earlier, maybe to 3:30 or something like this. I don't know. But anyhow, I gotta say I appreciate everybody who had shown up, everybody who liked and hearted this live stream. Thank you very much. I will go back briefly to what I was previously talking about, and that is the Sun City project. I am going to start working massively, start working on the book, Sun City, in December, I believe, not earlier. I have just too many things to do, paintings to paint, and music to write, and it takes a lot of time. And it's not like I'm really doing anything else. It's just this is my main focus. This is what I do nowadays. And still, with all the logistics that go into it, into the creative process, and then being here with my channel, I put a lot of work into my YouTube channel. I publish videos every 3 days. And this is why I keep inviting people to go and check out my stuff. Maybe you will like it, maybe you won't like it. Either way, it's fine. I also have videos of playthroughs of the music that I release, and that's one thing that I want to address here in the end of this live stream, because I'm publishing shorts every day, and sometimes on some days I'm publishing shorts of me playing a guitar, electric guitar, a piece from a song that is already released. And so I had a question in one of my shorts. Someone was like, "I don't even hear you. Can you turn down the backing track?" And I had to explain that in these shorts are excerpts from my lyric videos, which are up on my channel currently. So usually when I'm recording a new track, a new song, I film myself recording those guitar tracks. And usually there's like a lot of takes that goes into it. And sometimes the takes are longer, and sometimes the takes are shorter. And I'm first recording all the rhythm guitars, and then I'm recording the leads separately, usually with a different setup, with different pedals involved. And, I just keep recording and I keep recording. And then when, I'm done recording, when the track is fully mixed and mastered, after that, I go back to that old footage. I take the video takes that I actually played on the song and which are on the actual recording of the song which got released, right? I matched them up, and now you can hear actually what I was playing and how I was playing it while I was recording these tracks. So it's not a live performance of these songs, it's the video footage of me recording those tracks, tracking guitars. You see what I mean? And I just feel that I have to clarify this because there is another short of me where I'm actually playing to a backing track and I'm just playing live improvising. It's different. But just that some people don't get confused about this. This is how I do it. And usually I'm trying to explicitly provide this sort of explanation on my channel so that people don't get confused. I'm not trying to fool anybody. I know there's a lot of fooling around on the internet when guitarists, some guitarists, not everybody, some guitarists pretend that they're playing live. They're showing off some virtuoso technique, some double tapping, some, I don't know, some multi-finger tapping, whatever, some shreddy stuff. But they're not really playing. I'm not trying to mislead anybody. My guitar playing that you see, if it's from a lyric video, that means that the footage there is from when I was actually tracking the guitars. And it's not live, of course. But sometimes I do these shorts when I just sit with the guitar and I play to a backing track or just improvise or whatever, and that's actually live. That's actually me playing for real. I don't claim to be a virtuoso guitarist. I'm primarily a singer. And actually on my previous live stream, I've demonstrated and sung Summertime. So you can go back to the live stream from the previous week and actually listen to it. But go ahead and listen to some of my music on my channel. It's right there. It's readily available. I see there's one person who shows up and then clicks off, shows up and then clicks off. Do I have a hood here? Let me see what I look like in a hood. Oh, that's what I look like. But that's if no, I kind of don't like it. No, not now. It's not that cold. If it was colder, I think I could be sitting in a hoodie, but I don't want to. So the little announcement is that tomorrow, hopefully, I will drop the new article on WordPress. And so everybody who's watching, everybody who's interested, go check out my community tab. I have a whole lot of posts there. Check out my paintings. My paintings are available in my Etsy store, so you can actually go and buy them. And check out my WordPress blog. This is where I'm posting articles about the Sun City story. And you just scroll down my community tab and you will come across those links. If you like fantasy/mythical storytelling, check out my articles, because this is the groundwork for the book that I'll be working on very soon. So definitely check it out. And I think I'll be concluding this live stream. I'm sitting here, it's almost an hour. Frankly, it's getting cold. I think next time, around this time, I'll probably be live streaming from inside the house, not from the outside. It's too chilly for this. So in the end, of course, I want to invite everybody to check out my channel if you're interested in oil painting, or maybe you want to learn something. That's something that I do all the time. I'm an artist myself, but I follow other artists and I check out their techniques and I learn from them, and I paint along. I do things like this. So there's plenty of such videos on my channel. And I'm also a singer-songwriter, so go check out my music. I have music that is heavier, like death metal sort of stuff. And then I have some electro-pop music and some experimental music and electronic metal music as well, and more ambient sort of music. So definitely check it out and see if you like it. And if you like it, stick around. subscribe to my channel. I also have exclusive content on my channel, which is hidden. It's not public. It's for members only. And I also have special perks for members. Like, for example, I have special content exclusive to members, and members on my channel, they get discounts, special discounts on my oil paintings, on my originals. Regular people don't get them, but if you're a member, then you get those special discounts. And so, yeah, of course I have to invite you. And I always invite real conversations on my channel. That's one other thing that I want to say, is that if you want to ask a question, or if you have a point of view, so long as you're civil, so long as you are respectful, leave me a comment. I have a lot of shorts nowadays that are coming out, and some of these topics are not related to music or to art altogether. And they're kind of there are questions that I put out there. Get involved. Express your opinion, and so long as you're civil and respectful, let's have a conversation. That's another thing that I actually encourage on my channel, for people to talk and discuss stuff, because as far as I can tell, there is a lot of division going on nowadays in the world, and there are certain entities who deliberately try to draw wedges between people. And so I stand for people talking to each other, exchanging perspectives, being open-minded, engaging in cultural exchange, learning about other people. That's how we heal. That's how we as human beings can be strong and unbeatable. That's what I believe. And with that being said, I think I'll be wrapping this up. Thank you very much for everybody who's shown up. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the Tuesday. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of this Tuesday, and you all have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow. With that being said, thank you very much, and bye-bye. Ciao.